We live in a society where success is gauged as being wealthy, respected, or famous. But how do you define success? On this episode, we meet an ardent and determined personality. One with a fighter spirit and a will that never gives up.
Hi, my name is Ali, and this is my success story. 27 years ago, born in Parklands, to a good family, enjoying life. By that point, I was told, actually my family was told, that I have asthma. And I was put on a course of medications that, well, in other words, made me gain weight and increased my appetite. With all that, throughout the years of my childhood, I was an obese kid. If I remember correctly, by the age of 12, I was already 100 kilos. I remember going to Haria uniforms in Sarit Center and actually getting custom-made clothes at that age for school. Came to a point when I was in year 5, and we went through a small issue in our house, a small problem. My dad suffered a heart attack, and somebody in school came and actually told me that, yeah, your father had a heart attack because you're so fat, you gave him stress. And that's when it really hit me that yes, I am fat, and yes, I am obese. Throughout the years, I tried to lose weight on these stupid diets that people come up with, the Atkins and I don't know, pure meat diets and low carb diets. And once you get tired of them, your weight just comes back. Yes, you lose the weight in the beginning, but it just comes back tenfold, 20-fold. And as time went on, I went from 100 kilos to 150, 170. Time went on and it was time to go to university. And one of the university requirements is to actually get your medical tests done here. So went for my medical tests, and my cardiologist, or my general practitioner at that time, said, you're 194 kilos. If you continue on this course or on this trajectory, you're going to die. You have maybe 8 to 10 months to live if you continue this way. I was a diabetic, I had high blood pressure, my triglycerides were off the roof. All medical terms, basically, yes, I was fat. And I took it like, I said, if I'm going to die, let me die happy. So I went to university, and in 1 year, I started eating even more, drinking sodas and everything. I was having anywhere between 36 to 40 liters of Diet Coke in a week. It came to a point where I had reached 218 kilos. Sleeping was difficult. I couldn't sleep flat. I was sitting and sleeping, basically like a beach chair. I started having an issue called sleep apnea. Couldn't breathe while sleeping. Having horrible nightmares of me dying and people in my family dying, and actually the funeral procession of me, and it was just one after the other, one after the other. Came to a point where I actually started going into depression. And in January of 2013, I came back home after 1 year in university, and I told my parents that, you know what, I want to do the surgery. Surgery at that time was called a laparoscopic sleeve gastrectomy, where they go in and cut a piece of your stomach out so you eat a lot less. They said, fine, if you want to do that, you first have to stop drinking your sodas. And in 2 months, I went from drinking 36 liters a week to drinking no sodas. And for my 21st birthday in April, my parents gave me a second chance at life. They gave me the surgery that would make me who I am today. And when I did the surgery, I was about 200 kilos. Today, I'm 104 kilos to 106 kilos, depending on my mood. And, well, I've lost over 110 kilos. It's not a simple thing. People think that you do the surgery and you lose the weight automatically. No, you don't. It goes in steps. Yes, you've done the surgery, you can't eat. You lose some weight. What about the exercise? What about the diet? And it so happens to be that all that came into place. My heart became better, my blood pressure reduced, my diabetes went away, and I became who I am today. I'd got to a point in life where I had become extremely thin. I'd reached a good 80 kilos for my height and my weight, and I'd developed something called bulimia, that every time I ate I would vomit because of the size of my stomach. And that went on for many years, and until one point I'm like, you know what, we need to stop this. Yes, I have gained some weight back from being 82 and now I'm 104, but I am happy where I am. I understand where I am. Being the extremely thin person and thinking, yes, people in society like thin people. No, it's not about society, it's about me. It's what I am happy with. That's when I realized that direct medicine, meaning being a doctor at the hospital or working in the ICU, was not the path I wanted to go through. So I chose to become a physiotherapist. And I have done 2 degrees in physiotherapy. I've done a diploma in science, and with that, I've become who I am today. Today I own a company, it's called Ardent Physio. We deal with such a wide range, and that's what helped me today. That's what pushed me towards that. Success has no standard definition. People will say, yes, getting good grades is success. What about actually going from an F to a D? That's also success. So success is the way you see it, is the way you achieve it. In my words, success is being happy with yourself, having a good self-esteem and self-awareness. That is success. Life is like a jalebi. It goes round and round. There's no straight path to it. But it's how we make our jalebi. Is it 50 circles, 10 circles? And how sweet we make it, because life, at the end of the day, is supposed to be sweet and happy. And that is my success story.